You're watching 11 Alive Morning News. 11 minutes of nonstop news starts now.
And your 11 minutes of nonstop news starts with a check on your weather this Thursday morning. Hi, Chesley.
Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, everyone. We're starting off with clouds overhead with a few sprinkles, mainly up here to the far northwest, where we're finding that now. Got some light rain that's pushing into the Rome area. A lot of this breaking up as it moves over toward the east. But we still have the clouds in place. You know, starting off on the dreary side, but those clouds helping to keep us on the mild side as well. Not the 30s and 40s like we started out the last two mornings. We're starting off in the 50s this morning. 68 degrees will be our temperature by noon under partly sunny skies. Mostly sunny skies when the kids are getting out of school this afternoon. 76 will be our comfortable afternoon high. Cheryl, back to you.
All right, Chesley, thanks. This morning, we are keeping an eye out to see if a federal judge is going to bring back the mask mandate for public transportation. The Justice Department filed an appeal last night after some input from the CDC. A lot of back and forth on this topic. Each time we've been at the airport this week, it seems like there's a new update adding to the confusion for travelers, Molly.
Yeah, I feel like one day I'm wearing a mask, one day I'm not sure if I have to. I'm just keeping it in the back pocket, Cheryl. And that's kind of how travelers are here as well. Some are choosing to wear masks, others are not, even some employees choosing not to, or wearing them as well. Of course, this could all change. Bottom line, masks are optional for now. The Department of Justice appealed a federal judge's ruling to end the mask mandate for mass transportation. Now, this comes after the order was deemed unlawful by a federal judge in Florida at the beginning of this week. Now, the appeal comes here now to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta for a ruling. We did reach out to the appeals court to find out when this could be decided, but haven't heard back yet. Meanwhile, passengers are saying this is all getting confusing.
I just found out today that we get to take the mask off, so I just don't know what's actually going on, but I have my mask with me just in case, but I just wish this would all end.
Now, as for the CDC, it says that it thinks masks should still be required when traveling. Of course, we'll keep you updated with everything that comes out of this. Cheryl?
All right, Molly, thank you. The Fulton County District Attorney is getting ready for an emergency hearing to keep a man they say is dangerous in jail. New video shows the moments that man shot an Atlanta officer 6 times. Here's the video that has the DA and Police Chief Rodney Bryant so angry, especially after the judge gave the accused shooter, Christian Eppinger, bond. So we checked in about 4 hours ago, and as of now, the suspect is still in jail, but that's only because he's charged in separate cases. Officer David Roger survived the shooting, but the DA says if Eppinger gets out, somebody else could get hurt. Fulton County Schools has one less substitute teacher after students caught this classroom rant on camera.
When I was in high school, I was learning about Obama, increasing drone strikes in my country. That pissed me off.
We sent the video taken at Centennial High School to the district to get their response. We sent the video to that district, and the Fulton County school spokesperson said in part, "We expect all members of our school community, student and adults alike, to treat each other with dignity and respect, differing viewpoints and opinions." The district fired the substitute teacher and reported him to Human Resources. There are only 4 days left to register to vote in Georgia, and now's a really good time to check your status. A new report from the AJC shows in 2020, 79% of new drivers also registered to vote. Compare that to this 2021 report, where only 39% of new drivers became registered voters, a 40% drop there. The reason could trace back to the Department of Driver Services. A new change means you have to check a box to register to vote. Before that, registering at the same time you got a driver's license was automatic, unless you decided to opt out. 3 congressional Democrats have written letters calling for the state and federal investigations, saying that the numbers raise some serious questions about overall access to the ballot. Who wants to be a millionaire? Make that a multi-millionaire. We've got this new video overnight of the Powerball jackpot, now up to $400 million after no one picked the winning numbers last night. That's a cash value of about $240 million. The drawing will be this Saturday, the 23rd. Also new this morning for you, Georgia Tech is announcing that Juneteenth will be added to the list of the institution's holidays. The holiday commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S. falling on June 19th, but Georgia Tech will observe Juneteenth the following day. Any events, exams, or meetings scheduled for that day will now be moved. A late-night visit from inspectors could signal some trouble for a DeKalb County skating rink. It's the same place where an 11-year-old boy was shot in the head, and this morning he is still in intensive care. Karis Belger is live at the police department. Karis, any word on what this inspection was specifically about?
So we understand from the representatives we heard from that this had to do with the shooting. That's what prompted the inspection, but the representatives did not tell us any more details than that. But it is tied to that shooting, and as for that, it is tied to that shooting, but last I checked, we know police have a suspect in mind, but we have not heard whether or not that person is in custody. But less than 24 hours ago, a representative from the DeKalb County Fire Marshal, health inspector, and a person with the Office of Code Compliance were all at the Golden Glide looking for potential code and health violations. They did not reveal any details to us of what they found. We did hear from people who do go to that skating rink. One man in particular said that it's needed, that at one point the skating rink did close down and had an impact on the community. So even with the trouble, the Golden Glide is something that the community does need.
They do have adequate security, but sometimes when it gets to the point that, you don't have no control, what do you do? They expect for these kids to maintain a dignity within the skating rink, but if you're not taught this at home, how can you maintain it outside of your home?
Karis, interesting that you're talking to some people who really want this to stay a part of the community. You mentioned the suspect in this case. Is there any more information on that?
You know, I've been reaching out to the DeKalb County Police Department for hours all throughout the morning. They haven't gotten back to me yet. Last we did check in with them, they mentioned that they had a suspect in mind. They did not reveal any other details about who that person is or whether or not that person is in custody, but I will continue to reach out and try and get some answers.
All right, Karis, thank you. It is 6:56 now. Here's a look at some other stories you need to know before you head out the door. Coming up this morning, President Biden is planning to give an update on the Russia and Ukraine war. The president is expected to announce the U.S. will send more military aid to help Ukraine fight back against Russia's invasion. In less than 4 hours, government leaders, music industry executives, and civic leaders are coming together to rally for peace. They're holding a press conference calling for 100 days of peace for teens and young people ahead of the summer break. And later today, Atlanta City Council is talking about the city's process to address vacant properties. They say they can potentially create dangerous situations for communities. So council members will be looking at this entire process from issuing a notice of violation to tearing these properties down. If you live in Vinings tonight, you'll have your chance to ask county leaders about cityhood. It's one of 4 areas vying to be its own city. The others are Mableton, Lost Mountain, and East Cobb. Tonight's Vinings Cityhood Town Hall is at 6:30 at Vinings United Methodist Church. That's on Paces Mill Road.
Well, you may be looking at the clouds right now thinking, I'm not going to go out this afternoon, but you'll be surprised. Those clouds will start to break down by this afternoon. Partly sunny skies by noon. 68 will be our temperature. On our way into the 70s, right around 75 degrees by 3 o'clock when the kids are getting out of school. You're looking at mostly sunny skies by then. We're holding on to sunshine as we're driving home. 76 will be our afternoon high. We'll hit a late high today thanks to the sun coming out late.
All right, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Enjoy your Thursday. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning for 11 Alive Morning News. Today's show coming up next.